Should you go to college for coding? This is going to be a tough video for people. There's been a very long debate on whether or not you should go to college for coding. In this video, I'm not going to bash colleges. I'm not going to be forceful and be like, no, you shouldn't go to college. I'm just going to break down what we here at DevSlopes, after teaching hundreds of students to learn how to code, have found to be the major problem with going to college for programming. So let's get started. All right, let's address the elephant in the room right out of the gate. Does a computer science degree matter? So I was in an Uber the other day, and the driver was asking me some pretty generic questions about programming. You know, we just got to chatting, we talked about DevSlopes, we talked about coding, and he said, well, what would it take to become a programmer? At least a bachelor's degree, right? And I immediately said no. I said, you do not need a degree to learn how to code. In fact, it is absolutely unnecessary. Now, I know what you're thinking already. If Bob walked into a coding interview and knew how to code, and Phil walked in and he also knew how to code and he had a computer science degree, they would pick Phil in a heartbeat. And while I get it, it sounds reasonable, it sounds like something that they would do, it is false. And let me explain why. So let's think about an electrician, for example. I have a friend of mine who is an electrician, and I actually asked him, hey, would you ever go to college to become an electrician? And he said, no, that would be a terrible idea. He said, absolutely not. He said, well, everybody is out there learning to become an electrician by going to college. I'm actually getting experience already, and that's exactly what electric companies are looking for. And that's exactly how it is with programming. Experience trumps everything. It's almost like a trade skill. Employers would rather have somebody who has freelance work or an outstanding portfolio than someone who has a degree. Because a portfolio shows your skills, it shows your worth, it shows your code, it shows employers everything they need to know about your ability to work in a professional environment. And right out of the gates, when you're done with college, you're left with the same portfolio that everybody else has. You have nothing that makes you stand out from the crowd. You have the same knowledge, the same coding projects. You don't have anything that separates you. So to put it simply, why not spend time building things that employers actually want to see rather than spending all that time getting a piece of paper? I know that sounds harsh, but let's just think about that through the employer's perspective, because that's what matters the most. And the other issue with college is the curriculum. Most computer science curriculums are outdated. The languages that you're learning are not languages that you need in the modern world. Like, you won't learn React in college, you won't learn Swift for iOS development or Kotlin for Android development if you want to become a mobile developer. You won't learn the skills that employers are looking for. And that's not your fault, that's the curriculum's fault, because they have not adapted and updated their curriculum to match the modern levels of programming. It's very sad. We've heard from many of our students who have gone and gotten computer science degrees. They have come to us because they still need to learn languages that they weren't taught in college. They have to go out of their way and learn languages on their own when they could have just been doing that from the get-go. And that means that they're not being taught what they need to get a job. That's a problem. That means you spent 4 years getting education and you can't even walk out of there job ready. That means you spent over $40,000 and you still can't get a job. That's not okay. That's not what college is for. That's not what education is for. That's not right to the students. If you're spending over 40 grand, you should be able to walk out of there job ready, hands down. They should have a career lined up for you. They should teach you absolutely everything you need to know to be in the field that you want to be in. And that's just not the case, and it's not right. And to put it simply, you just need the skills. You need to know how to work in a professional environment. You need to be able to write code in the right way with the right languages, because that is what employers want, and that is what will make you stand out from the crowd. Just ask some of our students who have landed jobs in the biggest companies out there. We're talking Facebook, Apple, Airbnb, Intuit, you name it. If they can do it without a piece of paper, so can you. That's it, guys. That is it. I wanted to keep this short and simple. Thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna leave now. I'll see you guys in the next video. Hit that subscribe button.